Pakistan, which is experiencing its worst economic crisis to date, need $51.6 billion, which is 38.73 trillion rupees in Indian currency for external financial arrangements. Imran Khan, whose claim to political power was based on the promise of a new Pakistan, now facing its biggest economic crisis in history. According to News International, one of Pakistan's major English-language newspapers, Imran Khan-led administration ideally requiring $51.6 billion in gross external funding over a two-year period, that is, 2021 to 2023, to meet its demands. According to the report, the devastated Pakistan's external financial requirements were $23.6 billion in 2021-22 and $28 billion in 2022-23, even after the IMF made many cut-off estimates. Grants are collected for Pakistan under the International Monetary Fund's employee-level agreement in an attempt to bridge the gap in its ability to fulfill external financial demands. According to a recent World Bank report, Pakistan has joined the list of the top 10 countries with the highest foreign loans, citing the International Debt Statistics 2022. According to News International, there is a wide variation in the rate at which different Debt Service Suspension Initiative (DSSI) eligible nations acquire foreign debt, including the group's top debtors, which include Pakistan. What does the Debt Service Suspension Initiative mean? COVID-19 has given a significant blow to the world's poorest countries, triggering a recession that might drive over 100 million people into abject poverty. As a result, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund pushed the G20 countries to launch the Debt Service Suspension Initiative. The DSSI assists nations in focusing their efforts on combating the epidemic and protecting the lives and livelihoods of millions of the most vulnerable people. Since it took effect on May 1, 2020, the program has provided over $5 billion in assistance to more than 40 qualifying countries. In all, 73 countries are eligible for a temporary suspension of debt service payments owed to their official bilateral creditors. The suspension period, originally set to end on December 31, 2020, now it has been extended through December 2021. The World Bank and the IMF are supporting implementation of the DSSI by monitoring spending, enhancing public debt transparency, and ensuring prudent borrowing. And Pakistan is among the top 10 countries that had qualified for the G20 debt reduction program, possess the largest external debt stocks, and became eligible for the Debt Service Suspension Initiative in 2020. Now, according to the World Bank report, Pakistan's foreign debt grew by 8% in June of this year. Another report indicated that the Imran administration borrowed $442 million from the World Bank. Apart from these, the Asian Development Bank also provided loans to Pakistan. However, with the suspension of program loans from the World Bank and Asian Development Bank, Pakistan is now at risk of a massive economic crisis, with the added burden of the IMF's $6 billion extended fund facility. To deal with, it must strike a deal with the IMF during the ongoing talks in Washington. With the help of these global lenders, the basic needs of Pakistan are met. These lending agencies may further reduce the rating of Pakistan in the future. According to authorities, quoted by the ANI news agency, the IMF has been pushing for the removal of distortions in the taxing system, and has also stated that varied GST exemptions and rates should be arranged, with the normal rate of 17%. Petroleum oil lubricants items should be subject to the normal GST rate of 17%. And the regular GST rate of 17% should be applied to fertilizer, tractors, and other products. However, the Pakistani government, on the other hand, is opposed to these remedial proposals. As a result of this mentality, the previously neglected agricultural sector has been further damaged.